Hello, hello. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit with me, your host, Jackie Poole, where we chat about mom stuff, life stuff, weight loss habits, and literally everything in between. And before I get started today, I wanted to let you know that I would love to hear from you if there's anything specific that you would want me to talk about or cover in an episode or a shout out. That would be awesome. And so my email will be in the show notes. So I look forward to hearing from you and some of the requests you might have. And so let's go ahead and start with today's episode, which I found super interesting because everybody's literally obsessed with trying to do this and biohacking and doing our best to reversing our age and making ourselves feel and look younger. So I feel like that is something that is really on everybody's minds. I think it's on mine because I'm slowly seeing a little bit more wrinkles here and there. And so it's something that I feel like it would be worthy of talking today. Now, as you've heard before, I love the gym. It's totally an experience for me, and I just can't get enough of it. And when I do go, I just feel like I'm in my own world and my own time. And so it's really nice to have that. But last year when I had gone to the gym, I usually go to the sauna and I usually do about 15, 20 minutes in there. And so I was sitting there with a guy and we kind of got into chatting and he was telling me about his daughters and stuff. And I told him, I have 3 boys. They're at home. They're waiting for me. And he just looked at me in shocked and surprised. He's like, I thought you were 25. You don't even look like you have 3 boys. And again, my oldest one is 8. And so I was like, oh, I have really good genes. But it was so nice to hear that because I really enjoy that. I take it a very well compliment because it makes you feel really good that you don't look older. I know people that look much older than their age or they're not aging well, and to hear that from a total stranger, it's so awesome, and it definitely boosts my confidence for sure that day. And I actually know a few older ladies. There's one ex-coworker that I had, and her hair, she was definitely an older lady, kind of getting there, ready to retire, but her skin, when I tell you it was flawless. Like her skin was amazing. There's never anything but smoothness and a wrinkle-free face. I was jealous of this lady's skin. Like it was just really awesome. And one of my aunts also has really, really good skin. She barely has just a few wrinkles, around the mouth and things like that. But for her, she takes care of herself by using, good creams and just really making sure that she wears all the things that she needs to put on as far as her face goes. So she's really gone out of her way to always take care of her skin, especially around the face. And now the question is, how do we get that type of skin? How do we prevent wrinkles and things along those lines? I've heard once that JLo sleeps like a mummy, especially, you keep her face out of her pillow. So if you know how mummies sleep, they're like, their hands are crossed and, their face are facing the ceiling. So for me, that would be totally difficult because I'm totally a tummy sleeper. My face is definitely in the pillows, but I do alternate. So I don't know how she would do that, but that's something that I've heard she does. And so I don't know. It really comes from, improving not only our skin, but our bodies as well. And it really starts from the inside out. So to rejuvenate ourselves with really, again, to feel great and younger, it starts with our health. Last weekend, I was actually strutting around Austin downtown with my husband, and I was actually wearing heels for like 5 hours. And I was so impressed with myself. I was able to make it all that time walking and, going here, going there, usually like about an hour or so, I'm done. They're just kind of more for decoration. I had no option there though. I just took the heels, but I was actually very comfortable walking around. And I feel like if you can do anything, I was able to do that when I was younger. And so it feels really good that you can do things as you're older better than when you were younger. And so how do we do it? How do we rejuvenate ourselves? How do we feel younger? How do we reverse time? Get that energy we once had? Especially now, I feel like things are a little bit more complicated. Before, without kids, you used to just think about yourself and your own needs. But once the kids and families come into play, you have other responsibilities and other things you have to do, especially with younger ones that have to be fed at night, or, those mom responsibilities that you might have. And again, aging is part of, life, and there's things that we can do to improve it as we age, right? And so what affects our genes and how we grow and age? So some examples are our diet, our physical activity, our obesity, if you're overweight, how much, smoking or tobacco you use, or alcohol, definitely environmental pollutants, and how you handle stress, and infections like diseases, for example, cancer, and other things like sleep. And for once, it will be prioritizing our health would be the first thing you should do. And one of the most important things that I feel like would affect that would be movement and exercise. And I've told you the story about my first son, and while he was a horrible sleeper, when I started exercising and dancing and doing the Zumba, I found it so much energy and joy doing all those things. I felt so much better after the classes. Things were actually getting done. I was motivated to do certain things. So prioritizing movement is huge. And here's why. There's studies that show that in terms of frequency, walking is a great way to start. Not just at your jobs, not just getting those steps in, but actually taking the time to walking and strength training at least, 2 days, and stretching, making it a habit to do it constantly. Exercise has definitely been proven to show that you can reverse your biological age. So what that means is like you can be 60 years old, but your body's tests and labs can indicate that you're 35 years old. I mean, that's how powerful exercise is. And so there's a new study that came out that I love getting emails and kind of, they break down the research for you. And so this study found to show that, there's muscle fibers from mice and humans that affect how our genes express ourselves. And they can definitely be more in tone to be more of a youthful state. And so exercise definitely affects us in that way. And, the results did suggest that exercising, those programs will help us feel younger and look younger and definitely be as active as we were once, back in the day. And that kind of, it's big. I have this app, HealthMate, and you get a score. And that score tells you, you are more active than the 25-year-olds. My score is like 40 something. And I was like, oh, that is pretty cool. And you want to increase that. You want to increase your mobility. As you get older, you see, older individuals being more fragile. They won't walk as fast or things along those lines. And you don't you don't want to be that old person. And exercise can definitely improve not only your physical appearance, but your cognition as well. So definitely if you're very sedentary or, kind of have like a work from home and just kind of sit around most of the time, even adding a few minutes, 10 minutes a day of really vigorous physical activity will help you with that, as well as exercise has been shown to increase your, neurons and promote growth and improve your brain plasticity and cognitive function. And so there's so many benefits from exercise, as well as it's just the key. It's a really big key to health benefits, and not only just reversing our age and feeling younger, but it affects our cardiovascular system. It affects our brain, our memory. There's so many health benefits. So, I would just trade off 10 minutes a day to start with, because movement is definitely a big, big, big key. So, talked about exercise. So let's shift a little bit to food, right? Because food also, our diet, helps with how we age, and things help a lot with nutrition. And so when you think about nutrition and lifestyle, it's not just about, I need to eat, well for weight loss. It's maintaining a healthy weight. And that's key, because fluctuating up and down is not that good. It's not good for your body, because your body doesn't know what's going on. If it's in a state of fight or flight, or it's in a place where, I can conserve or I can release this fat. So it's just important that if you are trying to lose weight, great. But yo-yoing and going up and down and fluctuating is not great. So stick to a plan, learn how to maintain, and maintaining is definitely a healthy weight key to keeping a rejuvenating and ageless lifestyle. And so some of the things that you can do for aging well and rejuvenating well and having that energy and that skin glow and all that good stuff is having some vegetable fats. And vegetables and fats are very important as far as nutrition goes. Sometimes when you think of fats, you think either, I can't have that, it's too high on calories, or fat is not good for you. Please don't let the word fat derive you from actually eating and consuming these types of foods, but they're actually really, really good for you. Example, I love my walnuts. They're amazing for oatmeal. They give it a really good crunch. Olive oils also very well. And so that should be a good amount of, in your in your diet should be at least 30% of your diet. So don't derive from those. Don't say that you're not going to eat those because they're high on calories, because they're actually good for you, especially as women. Those types of nutrients are really good for our hormones and keeping those stable. So important to add to your nutrition, as well as maybe fasting. And it doesn't have to be hard, just maybe 12 hours of eating and 12 hours of not eating, and keeping your low sugar and refined carbs a little bit on the lower side, and as far as protein, moderate to higher protein intake depending on how much you're exercising. And one thing that I'm a huge advocate of is collagen. I love collagen, and I've taken several powders, and I've found my favorite one recently, and it's just, I really like these two brands, but of course it's just super easy to just take 2 tablespoons a day and see the improvement with this collagen is really awesome. But let's go back. What is collagen? Collagen is a protein And it's literally in every part of your body. It's in your skin, in your organs, in your bones. And like probiotics, there's no real time frame of when you should start them, when you should stop them. It's really good to take every day and constantly to see those results. Sometimes you won't even notice them right away. But for example, me, my nails, I see the difference. Like I have to trim my nails now. I've never had to do that before. And that is amazing because you don't have to, go do my nails. I can just have them manicured. And it's just really nice to know that, my nails are not breaking off. And my hair, when I do have strands fall, the thickness of my hair strands are amazing. And I was just like, oh my God, all of these awesome changes that sometimes you don't realize until you really, really see it, but having it as a constant thing that you're doing. So collagen in general is considered to be very safe, non-toxic, and definitely a daily supplement for healthy individuals. And usually there's no, adverse effect depending on the ingredients that it has, unless you have an allergic reaction to something. But as we age, definitely improving the collagen is a great tool for biohacking your health. And so because we lose it. And so when we lose our collagen, you definitely see more wrinkles. And again, it's just part of aging. You start seeing wrinkles. I definitely see wrinkles now. Way more than I was like when I was 20. And it's just part of the process and part of the aging, but it is, you can see it. You see more wrinkles, you have more joint pain, you see more hair loss, your hair is brittle. It's just part of the aging process. And this supplement, this collagen, definitely helps reduce all of those things. So here's where collagen comes into play. It can improve your joint mobility. So it's like lubricating your joints. If you're having knee pain, it could improve. Discomfort, it could improve. It could improve your muscle tone and how you're building your muscle. It definitely helps reduce the wrinkles from the inside out and increases your skin collagen. So the hydration and firmness and elasticity of your skin definitely improves when you take a supplement like that. So it reduces that enzyme that you make or of less of. It improves it. So your skin, is looking more healthier. Your hair is looking more healthier. Your nails, your gums, it really affects everything. It affects your cardiovascular health. It really boosts your overall vitality and how you present yourself. So, that glow that you thought you might be missing, or there's where collagen comes into play. And so there's so many things that you can do that will affect how you rejuvenate yourself and really make yourself feel younger. But to recap, some of the things that really, really that come into play and affect us is our exercise, how we sleep, the food we consume, and the supplements that we take. And that can really help us feel and look better and healthier and definitely bring that rejuvenating look. Again, I know people that tell me their age and you're like, whoa, I hope I don't grow up like that. And that's something that I wouldn't want to. I'm still young. I consider myself young, but even like my mom has coworkers that they're this age and she does way more than they do. And it's not that you constantly hear, oh, I'm just getting old. It's part of that. Forget that statement. It's not that you're getting old, it's that your body's literally breaking down. So how can we improve that? How we can make it better is by, doing all these things now so we're not feeling like that when we're older. You want to be that, that woman, that grandma that's playing with her kids, that's moving around, that's doing the running, not the grandma on the wheelchair, not the grandma that's just like, oh, I'm tired. Or I personally do not want to be that woman. I want to be the woman running around and chasing my grandkids and doing all the things because I want to have the energy, and I don't want to be the one saying, I'm just getting too old. I'm just too tired. That is something that I don't want to come out of my mouth. And these are some of the things that you can do now. So imagine if you start right now, today, and the consistency and the health and the vitality that you can bring to years to come. And that's, to me, what matters the most. It's not even just how you're gonna look and how you're gonna be. It's really how you're gonna feel in 30 to 40 years. That investment that's gonna come in, you'll be able to do so many things then. And so when you start thinking about that, it's also, people start retiring, doing all these things, and they're tired, it's just a thought that I had, and I just don't want to be that person. And so if you can do those things now, just imagine what you could do then. And so don't let that happen to you. Like I said, it's really beginning prioritizing yourself. No one else will do it for you. And I know a few individuals that if they would have taken care of themselves back then, they wouldn't be the way they are now. And so it's just a thought, keep it in the back of your mind. A couple of things that you can go work on. 7 to 10 minutes a day is all you need to start developing those good, exercising habits and healthy habits. And I can't wait to see what turns into after those. And so thank you for listening, and we will chat next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so thankful that you got to listen to this episode. And if you are looking to get coached on nutrition to finally lose the weight, schedule a call with me at JackiePools.com. And so that discovery call is usually about 30 minutes, and we talk about your goals and how we can accomplish that and how we can work together. Also, please subscribe to my free newsletter, which comes out once a week on Tuesdays, and you will get weight loss tips that you can start implementing right away. And it's just another way for us to stay connected. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.